Good evening. Coming to you for the first time from the Schmoofs brand new studio with all of our, I shouldn't even say all because it's only really a small portion of our collectibles, but displayed for you to take a look at while we're filming this video. Yes, it's a mosh podge. Yes, it is definitely a mess up here, but I think it's part of the fun and who we are, who I am particularly. I think Kristen is much more organized than I am, but I won't get into that. So tonight's video, I want to talk to you a bit about just myself and how nerdy I am with amusement parks and theme parks and what we're looking at in the future. I know with the parks being closed right now, we have a very uncertain future with the theme and amusement parks, but we'll bounce back, and I know we will. One of the fun things about being a amusement park fan as compared to a theme park fan is roller coasters. So a lot of the American coaster enthusiasts, ACE for short, and all these other roller coaster nerds out there do what they call a coaster credit count. So what that means is that every roller coaster you ride, as long as it is gravity driven, counts as a credit. Everybody has a certain, credit count. Currently, I am at 85. I know, it's a little embarrassing, especially because I consider myself a pretty big theme park nerd. I consider myself a gigantic roller coaster nerd. I've gone to the IAAPA conference every year for like the past 5 or 6 years since I've been in Orlando. I can talk to people with theme parks and amusement parks. I know what I'm talking about, and I've been a fan for most of my life. But my credit count is very small compared to these other roller coaster fans. Especially some of the bigger YouTubers out there, my count is very small. My forte when I moved to Orlando in 2011 really came down to Disney, and then Universal, and then SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, and I haven't been able to venture too far from there as much as I want to. Moving forward, that's going to change quite a bit. So like I said, my count is currently at 85. My ultimate goal is to make it to 100 by early spring. And I want my 100th, 100, I want my 100th roller coaster to be Iron Gwazi. Iron Gwazi is, of course, the brand new Rocky Mountain Construction, RMC for short. These people right here. It's their new coaster coming to Busch Gardens, Tampa. It's overtaking the old wooden roller coaster Gwazi. But I have 85 credits, and I have a list of all of my credits here. I've actually been tracking it virtually, but I think it's easier to explain where I've been and what I've done to you just over talking like this. Am I going to list out all 85 coasters? I really, really want to. Kristen told me no. So, I'm going to tell you where I've been and the highlights that I've hit. Originally, I am from Pennsylvania. I am from northeastern Pennsylvania. If you've ever watched the show The Office is based in Scranton, Pennsylvania, of course. I am from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Well, a little bit to the outside, but it's easier to tell you I'm from Scranton than it is to try to explain to you that, oh, it's a little suburb with about 2,000 people just down the river. So, I'm from Scranton, which is awesome. So, growing up in Pennsylvania and being around the area has given me access to numerous Pennsylvania parks. Dorney Park, which is one of the Cedar Fair's parks, I have all of their credits. I've also done most of the roller coasters over at Hershey Park. Hershey Park has quite a few. And the Hershey Park's opening a brand new one this year as well. That's going to be called Candymonium. We're hoping to get out there a bit later this year to go ride it. Growing up, my closest amusement park was Knoebels. Knoebels is, of course, a free admission, free entertainment, free parking amusement park located in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. I've taken Kristen to it a few times, and it really is one of those kind of lost in time locations that shouldn't exist. I have a few of the credits from there, including 2 extinct credits, which is awesome. Last year, we had it's 2020, so 2 years ago, we had the ability to go visit one of our friends in Kansas City, and we went actually out to Silver Dollar City, which I'm actually wearing the shirt right now of the Time Traveler. So I've gotten a bunch of the credits from Silver Dollar City as well, but I'm missing 2 of them, specifically Powder Keg. Powder Keg runs on a transport rail, weird little pulley system, and it was raining, and according to the ride-ops, the attraction doesn't like to operate whenever it's wet. So I'd missed that, but we'll be back for it. Other cool ones I went to Maurice Piers on the Jersey Boardwalk. I have the Great White. I've been to Six Flags Great Adventure. It was years ago, so I'm missing a lot of their newer credits. Biggest one I am missing from there, though, is King Dakar. So, it's fine. I've rode El Toro. I don't need King Dakar. I need the Woodies in my life. And then, of course, that brings us right back here to Disney and to California and all this stuff. So I've done all of the Disney, domestic Disney. Let me rephrase that. Domestic Disney roller coasters. I've done them. I've done all of the domestic Universal coasters. Well, I guess not, because I haven't been to Hollywood, but I've done their Universal stuff, including Dueling Dragons, which is rest in peace, my poor B&M coasters. I've done all of the coasters at SeaWorld. Of course, we're getting the brand new one opening up this year, which is going to be Icebreaker, which would be fun. And I've done a bunch of them at Busch Gardens, but I'm missing a few there. So like I said, I'm missing a whole bunch of credits, places I've already been to. But I want to make sure that Iron Gwazi is my 100th, 100. I'm currently at 85, which means I need to do 14 more roller coasters before I ride Iron Gwazi. And I'm going to be there on opening day for Iron Gwazi, no doubt. So I need to make sure I ride 14 coasters between all these parks being closed and whenever they reopen. I've kind of listed out how I want to hit it all. So we're going to see these videos in the upcoming weeks. Hopefully once the parks reopen, please, 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 please soon. I'm missing 4 at Busch Gardens themselves. I'm missing Tigress. I'm missing Scorpion, Sand Serpent, and Air Grover, the little kiddie coaster in their Sesame Street area. I haven't been to Fun Spot, either Fun Spot in the area. I know there's 4 roller coasters over at the Kissimmee location, including the brand new Hurricane. And then there's 3 over at the Orlando location. And then I've listed out there's 4 roller coasters over at Legoland, Florida. So my goal right now with getting to 100 coasters is I'm going to do the 4 I'm missing at Busch Gardens. That's 4 there. We're going to go to Legoland. I'm going to have fun at Legoland. I've never been. Everybody talks about those apple fries. I'm going to rock them out hard and do all 4 coasters there. So we're up to 8 out of 14. Leaving 6 more. One of the 4 coasters at the Kissimmee Fun Spot is just a little kiddie coaster. They do count, but let's hold off on it. Let's only do 3 there, and then the 3 at the Orlando location. Now I can rock them out pretty easily, so that's going to be 6. So 6 and the 8 is going to be the 14, leading up to Iron Gwazi. And I think that's going to be the best way for me to hit the 100 at Iron Gwazi. At least I hope. That's a lot of backstory on me and where I've come from, my roller coasters, my history, my theme park past. We'll get into it later on of what brought me to Orlando and what brought Kristen to Orlando and how we got together and some of our personal life as well. But right now it's about coasters and Bret, and that's all that really matters when it gets down to it. Just don't tell Kristen that, of course. Anyway, signing off for the night. This is Bret, Schmoofy with the Schmoofs. See you soon.